Yo, what's the Disnails? Your boy, ERhymesSports in the building. And yeah, we got some sports. So baseball's here. Things have been looking fun. It's exciting, but I can't wait. And we saw a WNBA tip off and, the Black Lives Matter, just everything dope. But it's all about the NBA. And I cannot wait. And the big trade, Jamal Adams, starting safety, all-pro safety from the Jets, traded to Pete Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks. What'd they give up? 2 first-round picks in the next 2 drafts, 2021 and 22, a third-round pick, and safety McDugal. So, Adams wasn't happy. As a Steelers-Jets fan, I think that they need to get rid of Adam Gase. He's not the leader, the head coach that the organization needs or wants. So, it is what it is. Now, the restart. Well, you got Lou Williams at the strip club. Montrezl Harrell's gone. Like, all these people are leaving. What's going on with the Clippers and Cats leaving the bubble? So, we'll see how that plays out. But everything tips off on the 30th. Clock is ticking. I can't wait. So, I'm continuing my episode. Only 2 more left of the all-time starting 5 and 6-man series for all NBA teams, 30 teams. And today, we're doing the San Antonio Spurs. Yeah. Shout out to Popovich. So, the Spurs, and then we will do the Memphis Grizzlies. And then we'll go to the last 2 in the Eastern Conference, 2 powerhouses for right now, right? Milwaukee Bucks and Toronto Raptors. So we got Giannis and Vince Carter and all that good stuff. So we're gonna break it on down. All right, ERhymesSports. Let's get into it. Russell Wilson got some help. The defense. Bobby Wagner. Oh, come on, Seahawks. Let's see. And my Jets, we got some good picks. But can Joe Douglas get the right people? We still need a right tackle, another wide receiver. I mean, come on. Antonio Brown. I don't know if I want that headache, but Antonio Brown could help. ERhymesSports. All right, we back. ERhymesSports in a hizzy. Let's start it off. The starting 5 and 6-man for the San Antonio Spurs. And he's coming in and he's dunking. It's Tim Duncan. But really, Tim Duncan, I should just kiss it off the glass for 2. So let's get into it. We'll talk about the starting 5. I mean, the Spurs are pretty simple, right? The chips, the 5. Robinson's got his 1. What Duncan's done. So it's Tony Parker at the point. Shout out to Alvin Robinson. He was the man for years with the triple doubles, but it's Tony Parker. At the 2, we'll go to Ginobili, right? You know what Manu's done. Best player from Argentina, just clutch. 6th man of the year, all the stats, the wins, the victories, the offense, the defense, the Euro step. The small forward was really a 2-guard. We'll give it to the Iceman, George Gervin. I think like a 9-time All-Star, 3 or 4 NBA scoring titles, one of the illest players in the late 70s, early 80s. The Iceman, do you remember the poster? I know my cousin Tommy G had the poster. Yo, George Gervin, I could always finger roll, okay? You give me that little, that finger roll. Come on, yeah, you can't stop number 44. George Gervin was wet water constantly all the time. Power forward, the greatest power forward ever, Tim Duncan, Wake Forest finest. What can you say about Big Timmy? What is he, 5-1 in the NBA Finals, right? Lost to the Heat, beat the Heat, Cavaliers, Pistons, Nets, So, I mean, it goes on and on like butter on popcorn. You've got to give a lot of respect to Tim Duncan, one of the greatest careers The kiss off the glass, just big fundamentals. He really held it down for Popovich. And they're struggling without him. At center, the Admiral, David Robinson. I mean, I wish you kids could have seen the Admiral, David Robinson at Navy. He was nasty going up against Cycli and Coleman at Syracuse and Sherman Douglas. David Robinson was insane. And, just what he did to change that franchise. He's the top 10 greatest center of all time. You probably put him right behind Moses Malone, so he, probably goes like 7 or 8, but David Robinson, legit. And the sixth man, I could give it to Alvin Robinson, but I got to give it to Sean Elliott, Arizona. By the time I get to Arizona, Sean Elliott was nasty. Clutch. I mean, they had great players like Rod Strickland, and, Rudy Gay's been there for a minute, and just other players over the years. But Sean Elliott, to me, he really kind of stabilized that team. And help them to really bring in they had Walter Anderson. They were trying to get the winning and get it going, and Sean Elliott was a big part of that. And smooth small forward. The injuries kind of slowed him down. If he didn't get injured, I think he could have been like real legit. So we're gonna go to Memphis. Now this is the Vancouver and Memphis Grizzlies. Now, point guard, I'm going straight to the Rookie of the Year, Ja Morant. He's going to be there 7 years. He's going to be a walking triple-double. He is a beast, a problem. Ja Morant is the man. So get ready, Memphis. You got a stud. And in the backcourt, I'm sticking with Mike Conley. Yeah, he was a 1, but he kind of played defense, could shoot, did everything, was like a 2. And just, the grindhouse, a big part of that, getting to Western Conference Finals, and they can never get over the hump. But the Memphis Grizzlies, they built it up with their big 3 of Zach, Conley, and Gasol getting busy for years. At the 3, and no disrespect to, some of the old Rauf played there, formerly Chris Jackson. You had White Chocolate, Jason Williams, Mike Miller, he's honorable mention on this list. Bonzi Wells for a second when they made the playoffs for 2-3 years back in the day. Bibby played for a minute, but it's Sharif Abdul-Rahim at the 3 from Cal. Sharif Abdul-Rahim was insane, okay? Versatile, give you 18 to 21 a game, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Sharif was just a killer. Made a couple of All-Stars, but, the West was loaded when he was playing. But Sharif was no joke. He got injured. I don't think he played a full, 15 years. He might have only played 9, 11 years, maybe. The power forward is Zach Randolph. He bounced around for a bit, but finally got himself settled in Memphis with him and Marc Gasol in the front court. They were dominant, and remember they upset the Spurs that year? They were no joke. So Zach Randolph, just what a veteran, so clutch, and just score, rebound, and wasn't that big, Michigan State, but just a clutch player. Really set it off for Memphis in terms of getting that franchise where they wanted to go. Then they rebuilt, and then now they're coming back with Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. Okay, Jonas Valanciunas from the Raptors. They got a nice little future in the squad. Dylan Brooks. So Zach is the 4, the center. It's Marc Gasol. Ever since the trade for Kwame Brown and Kwame Brown came over for his brother Paul Gasol, and Paul Gasol was on that team with Jason Williams and Bonzi Wells and them. But Marc Gasol, clutch. He got the ring, obviously, with the Raptors, so good for him. But he was nice. Marc Gasol was really nice. Won a Defensive Player of the Year. Was just a great passer. Could pick and pop. Could shoot some post moves. Good rebounding center. Just talented for Spain. A lot of silver medals in the Olympics twice. Him and his brother. So you got to give love to Marc Gasol. The 6th man, Tony Allen. Tony Allen would be the guard, with Conley, but you got to throw Ja Morant in there because you know what he's about to do. Because Ja's that special. The NBA with Zion, and those are the last 2 teams I'll be doing. Zion and the Pelicans and the Minnesota Timberwolves. But Yeah, you gotta give love to Tony Allen. All team, first team, all team defense. I think he got defensive player of the year one year, but the defense at the 6'4" shooting guard was a bulldog. Lock cats up. He would give Kobe the business. Everybody. Tony Allen was just insane. And, he didn't give you much points, 13, 11, 12, but he gave you the rebounds, some steals. Tony Allen was, respect him. All right, a lot of love for Tony Allen. All right, next up, we got to give it to Milwaukee Bucks and Toronto Raptors. Yes, sir. ERhymesSports. Yo, ERhymesSports is back. It's time for the Eastern Conference, guys. Toronto, the Raptors. Oh, Vince Sanity. Shout out to Vince Carter, who's about to retire. So, okay, we're going with the Raptors and the Bucks. The starting five, all time. Shout out to Damon Stoudemire, but it's Kyle Lowry at the point. The shooting guard. Who put up the... Come on. Show some respect for DeMar DeRozan out of USC. Yeah, he's with the Spurs now, but he got, 5 All-Stars with the Raptors, took him to the Eastern Conference Finals twice, couldn't get past LeBron James and him and Kyle Lowry. He was gone. Kyle got the chip with Kawhi, but DeMar DeRozan was no joke. Of course, Vince Sanity. Vince Carter lost to Allen Iverson in the Eastern Conference Finals. Remember when he went to go pick up his diploma from the University of North Carolina because he's a Tar Heel. Vince Sanity, Vince Carter, 20 years in the league? Yeah. Shout out to Vince, retired with the Hawks. The power forward is Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh was no joke, was a walking double-double before he went to Miami with Toronto for 7-8 seasons. 6 All-Stars, 23 a game, 11, 10 rebounds. Chris Bosh was a problem. Y'all forget, you think he's the third wheel in Miami, but Chris Bosh was unstoppable in Toronto for years and was leading them to the playoffs. Not, crazy far, but they was making the playoffs. And at center, we have to just, you got to give it to Pascal Siakam. He is most improved. He has a ring. He's going to retire there. He's a beast. Him, Serge Ibaka, Marc Gasol, but Pascal Siakam. And then for 6 man, you could go Damon Stoudemire, Marcus Camby. But I just have to give it to Kawhi Leonard because Toronto might not ever win another championship. And, you can say what you want, but Kawhi got him the chip. Okay? So give that 6 man to Kawhi Leonard and the T-Dot and just be like, yo, okay? Ask Drake. I'm sure he'd appreciate what Kawhi did because that shot over Joel Embiid and the Sixers alone was enough to make him a legend forever in Toronto, even though he's on my Lakers squad. On the Clippers squad, right? And what's wrong with Lou Williams? 10 days quarantine now? His boy outed him at the strip club with the photo, talk about eating some grub. Come on, y'all. Sloppy. Just sloppy, Lou. And then Milwaukee Bucks. So, the 2 pillars for the 71-72 championship. Oscar Robertson at the point. The, second greatest point guard ever behind Magic Johnson? I'm giving that to Oscar. And then, let's see. And then my main man, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, with the sky hook. What? Shot an air ball. So if you got Oscar at the point, you definitely got to give it to Kareem at center. The shooting guard, you can go so many directions, but I got to go with my man, Sidney Moncrief. Sidney Moncrief was a beast. We're talking about him and Fat Lever with the Denver Nuggets, the crazy triple doubles. Sidney Moncrief had mad game. then I have to give it to Ray Allen. Even though he's a legitimate 2, he's got to be in the starting lineup and put him at the 3. Then you're going with Giannis, the Greek Freak, and Kareem at center. The question is the 6th man. So, yeah, Vin Baker played there. You've had Bobby Dandridge. You've had different players. But it's between... And Jack Sigma and Randy Brewer, you know, they had some years. But it's between... Do you remember these 80s teams? Going up against the Celtics and Sixers when they were no joke, and the Pistons. Milwaukee Bucks were dope for years, but they couldn't get past. Okay? Couldn't get past Dr. J and Larry Bird. It's difficult, but it's between Marcus Johnson, who got crazy dough now, right? And Paul Pressey. And for me, I got to give it to Paul Pressey because Paul Pressey played longer there, I believe, and Paul Pressey was the point forward. Pressey and Moncrief together were killing him. Now, Marcus Johnson was the go-to guy. I guess you could really give it to Marcus, but, you know, he kind of faded, and then Paul Pressey just kept going and going, which is giving you the business. So that's the 6th man. That's the Spurs. That's the Grizzlies. That's the Toronto Raptors, and that's the Milwaukee Bucks. ERhymesSports, all-time starting 5 and 6 man NBA style. It's almost done. I hope with the series I've been having some fun. I hope you feel like a job well done. It's better than what they penned at ESPN. Let me tell you, my friend, I'm at it again. Internet rover again. So, left the Pelican. How many Pelicans are out there pedaling? You know AD is going to be on there. Drew Holiday, we'll get to that. And then Minnesota Timberwolves, Kevin Garnett, Karl Anthony Towns, we'll see. So that's the last episode. Stay tuned for that later on this week. And the NBA returns. All right? Get in that bubble. I'm happy my Yankees won today. ERhymesSports. I'm out. Peace. Yeah, man. Righteousness.